Good afternoon. I'm Charles Rick. I'm the Executive Director for the Perpich Center for Arts Education, and I want to welcome today all the members of the 2022 class at Perpich Arts High School, family members, faculty, staff, board of directors, Principal Conn McCartan, Assistant Principal Rebecca Bullen. It's an honor to be part of the 2022 graduation ceremony. Graduation is recognized as an important step in the lives of students graduating today. We started last fall wondering how the pandemic would impact us during the school year. We made it through the year, you made it through the year, something all of us will remember for a long time. I am proud to say there is a very talented and hardworking group of seniors sitting here today ready to walk across the stage and into their future. I look at how much the senior class has accomplished in the classroom and their artistic endeavors. Every day, all I have to do is to walk around the building to see the art on display. It was nice this spring to hold different events on campus again so more people could see just how great these students are and what they can do with their talents. In part, your success is also due to a dedicated faculty and staff that we have at the Perpich Center. I want to thank the parents for your support this year. Your support has been invaluable. And I would like to think at the end of the day, we're all better off having lived through this, what I would say, the last couple of years of the pandemic. Finally, I encourage you, graduates, to follow your dreams and hopes as your presence at the Perpich Arts High School has helped set a tone for future students. Now I'd like to introduce Conn McCartan, High School Arts Principal.
Thank you, Dr. Rick. I want to add my welcome to Dr. Rick's welcome. It's really good to have us all be here today. We talked to the graduates a little bit about the fact that with the challenges that we've faced the past couple of years, this is the largest audience that we've had for quite some time, so I'm just really pleased that you all can be here. I'm in my 39th year of education, and I have spent another year struck by how inadequate I feel when compared to late-aged teenagers. I just need to let you know that those of you that are gathered here today and those of you that are watching online, those of you who are associated with one of these graduates can feel an immense amount of pride in the role that you have played in raising and supporting some remarkable young people. It is for that very reason that I am going to yield the time that I have here so that we can feature the impressive speakers, performers, and artistic work of these graduates. Class of 2022, as I said to you earlier, I will reveal to the crowd that my graduation gift to them is that I'm saving my long speech for the class of 2023. Remain seated. As we begin, allow me to note one correction in your program. Alex Johnson is an honor graduate and is wearing the honor cord. Honor cord signifying that very fact. Alex's name did not have an asterisk to indicate that, so congratulations to Alex and all of our honor graduates. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our student speakers, Olivia Brown and Rachel Clement.
Hello, everyone. I am Olivia Brown.
And I am Rachel Clement, and we are both in our final moments as music seniors of the class of Perpich 2022.
On behalf of the entire graduating class, we would like to welcome all faculty, alumni, friends, family, and guests to the 2022 Perpich Center for the Arts Education graduation ceremony. Before we begin, we wanted to say a quick thank you to all of our administration here at Perpich who help our day-to-day operations run smoothly.
Today, we are your MCs, and we would like to put out a disclaimer and confirm that what you will witness this afternoon will have nothing to do from this year's Oscars. Instead, we hope that you enjoy our final song of goodbye. 2, 3, 4.
I've had the time of my life. As we come together to celebrate this day by donning our finest wizard costumes and putting on our rectangle hats, allow us to first say to you all, congratulations.
In the upcoming months, each of us will be going through changes, and while that's scary, it's also very exciting. It's also going to be something that we need to get used to because we all know things change.
Remember how in 4th grade, we weren't allowed to use a calculator because our teachers told us that no one in the real world would just be carrying one in their pocket all the time? Or how we were told to never talk to people on the internet?
Or get in strangers' cars.
Well, now we all have a button on our pocket calculator that summons an internet stranger specifically to get into their car.
What we're trying to say is that change is always happening, including within our own community. During the time we spent at Perpich, we were presented with many challenges and obstacles that we had to overcome.
We survived the COVID-19 pandemic, Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B's WAP fan craze, chemistry, and hardest of all, the first few minutes of this graduation ceremony. At this rate, we can get through just about anything.
Including, oh, you give it a little applause if you like. Yes. Including the Goose Empire on our school grounds. If you ask any Perpich student what the mascot of our school is, they'll quickly tell you that there is no official mascot here. However, we like to take immense pride in our Canadian geese here on campus.
We didn't necessarily choose the goose to represent our community.
However, we like to think that the goose chose us. In writing this speech, we did some thorough research on the mannerisms and behavior of geese, and honestly, we think that there could be no better bird to show who we are as people. As we know, Canadian geese honk quite loudly and leave unmistakable artwork on the bottom of your shoes, if you're not careful. They're fierce in defending against any suspected enemy and often become aggressive with pedestrians they feel threatened by. Despite the frightening behavior sometimes witnessed by our campus comrades, geese are family birds and will always migrate in their traditional V formation.
Parents, as you took the leap in sending your kids to a new and unfamiliar school, you allowed them to flock into a gaggle of incredible artists and people. Despite what may have been some of your biggest fears, we both can say from experience that letting your little goslings fly the pond can't have been easy, but there is no better place for them to have flown to. Like the geese, we graduates here at Perpich created a flock, a family. Our sense of community stays strong, despite coming from all corners of the state and all walks of life.
Throughout the year, we have defended our flock for what we believe in. We have stood together to uplift our nest, and we have worked to make our pond feel inviting. We've now reached a point where it's time for the flock of 2022 to migrate. What's important to remember, though, is that geese mate for life.
By mating for life, we don't literally mean that we are all mating. Like said geese, us graduates will always be a part of the Perpich community, no matter how near or how far. We share a sense of family with those who graduated before us and with those who will graduate after us. Not only do we share a sense of family with past, present, and future graduates, but we also share a sense of family with our faculty here. One member of our community that we'd like to recognize is English teacher Kevin Clark, who announced his retirement from Perpich. Known for his love of films and his enthusiasm for teaching analysis and criticism, Kevin Clark left a lasting impression on all of his students. Our community misses him greatly.
We would also like to say a final thank you to our amazing literary arts teacher, Shannon Hannigan. Shannon has been a part of our community for 31 years and has touched the lives of each and every one of her students. Thank you, Shannon, for all the love and support you've given your students here at Perpich over the years, and you will be missed.
We would also like to take a moment to remember an important member of our Perpich community. This past year, we lost one of our most beloved teachers, Sandy Woodhull. Sandy was a unique and beautiful person who loved Perpich and everyone here. She will always be remembered as a much-loved teacher, artist, mentor, and deeply kind-hearted person. Sandy truly cared about each and every one of her students and loved being a part of the Perpich community. Although Sandy is no longer with us, we know that she is proud of each and every one of us. We thank her for every moment of her time that she has put into this flock. We'd like to take a moment of silence to honor her memory.
Thank you. Our Perpich community has grown through so many of these big life changes together. Going through high school is such a crazy part of being a teenager, feeling like you're constantly caught up in the awkward stages of dealing with relationships, stress, and pubescence. Dealing with those things are all hard under normal circumstances, but experiencing all of that through a pandemic makes these situations even more difficult. The differences between us and other students our age is that we made the choice to come to Perpich. We decided we wanted to go through these experiences with fellow artists and other like-minded people. Because of this, we share collective memories and experiences that define who we are as a community.
The geese are easily one of those distinctly Perpich trademarks, but believe us, there are many, many more. For example, Bagel Day. I think it's unlikely that any of us have heard of another school that loves bagels so dearly that they give out bagels, write bagel poetry, perform bagel songs, and craft a gigantic bagel photo op. We could list off many more.
Like the way we call prom gala.
How we have a whole class dedicated to Star Trek.
Would you rather Fridays?
The organized chaos of Craig's classroom.
Open mic.
Yeah.
Open mic nights.
Being able to swear with minimal repercussions.
A personal favorite. Teachers serving students lunch tableside for Valentine's Day.
And so many more.
We, the class of 2022, may be migrating. However, we are so excited to see what kind of things we accomplish. Remember, we will always fly back home, and we hope that in our time here we helped make the Perpich Pond a little bit better for the new goslings flying home next year.
We are moving on. We're growing up and can only imagine the number of feelings that everyone is experiencing about graduating high school. There's really no advice or inspiration we can give that hasn't already been said hundreds of times before, but a few things are worth restating. Never stop making your art. Stay in touch with your friends and with your community. Tell the people around you that you love them often. Keep making mistakes and keep learning from them. Take a deep breath and remember that you are loved. Have fun and celebrate yourself. This is a huge milestone. Personally, I know we've had 2 unforgettable high school careers, for better or for worse.
We hope they were just as exhilarating for you too.
We will miss everyone in this community.
And we wish all of you success.
Congratulations to the flock of 2022.
Moving on to the next exciting part of the ceremony, we are super excited to present today's performers to you. The first artists performing today are the extremely talented dancers. I've heard firsthand how the dancers consider themselves to be a part of a family. And watching their growth as choreographers and performers through 2 phenomenal shows this year has been incredible. This year's performance is unique, choreographed by dancers from the class of 2022, highlighting their memories on dances they performed over the last 2 years here at Perpich. Additionally, Macon Plouffe, who is a music student from the class of 2023, composed 3 original pieces which were combined for this ceremony by dance senior Kai Miller. Showcasing their talent for you today are Molly Anderson, Natania Edman, Isabel Meyer, Kari Mika, and Kai Miller.
The lit community here at Perpich is such a tight-knit group of students. You can always count on seeing them walk through the halls in groups. They are rightfully attached at the hip in a way that other departments at Perpich aren't. I know the lit students attribute much of their success to the wonderful Shannon Hannigan, who is retiring from teaching at Perpich this year. Shannon always goes out of her way for students in ways like bringing birthday treats for them and driving to their houses to personally deliver books. Shannon will be greatly missed by everyone here at Perpich. Performing a reading for you today, please welcome Ruby Coyle and Brian Croyle.
We have 3 poems here today that are representative, we feel, of the senior lit class.
I'll begin. For all of those years when ants invaded my page and spiders fell from my hair, I'm so happy that all of us laughed. I'm so happy that I didn't care and you didn't care, and we were right there, still are right here, even when forever is over, with flies and honey under our skin, ponds they never would crack, birds would come back, never all night. We were never all better, but always all right. I thank my stutter for slowing me down. From who I remember, we never did fight. Even when forever is over, find me somewhere under the sun, or under the moon, or even just under your face, and I'll appear in the palm of your hand. I will not sigh at silence. I will not burn the back of my neck, my beautiful broken heart, in retaliation, or bruise in competition. But listen, I will listen, when the truth is feeling wrong. But I can't stop the song I've been hearing all along, pouring through my moods, till all other sound is drowned. I'll wake an inch from my page, for all the dreams I remembered and held against my heart, all of you, the oblivious cheerleaders, because the skeeters liked me the least, anyone with a beating heart. Everyone has lost some blood. I called it love. Most of all, I'll miss the song, which I've been hearing all along, when the voices are replaced by a brand new wasted face, leaving me lonely, restless, roaming, to relearn my words, to remake mistakes, for faces that glowed or faded away. I'm so happy. Now, Brian.
The road always stretches out the last few miles before you get there, as if the accordion-backed beast can't stomach shedding its fleas. Isn't it funny, if you think about it, how little we want what we have until it's gone? Living in the present only makes you forget the presence of the future. I could lie and say I wish someone had told me. They did. They told me how much it would hurt to leave this place. And foolishly, I didn't believe them. Never again will there be these people in this place. No algae-coated pond early in the morning, no whispered wind in the trees, no geese trying to steal my lunch. Nothing left to anticipate as the last moments close in. Before we even had a chance to conjure up a final page, the story concluded, and now the book is heading to the shelf. It's premature nostalgia, thinking these things before I have to, but it's never felt so real before. The shadows only close in when the blinds are about to close. The light is only sought when it's on its way out. A slow death is a mercy for the time it gives you to say sorry, to ask to be seen again after the road finally ends.
If I could stay a little longer, I'd promise not to skate indoors and hurt the floors. All my work would be on time, all my poems would rhyme, and when you ask what they're about, I'll tell the truth. If I stayed here one more year, I wouldn't steal the art supplies or waste pastels to improvise on art I'll hang but still despise. I'd learn the name of everyone here. I'd swallow all my fear, let loose. I'd be wonderful. I'd dye my hair, not to be cool, to be colorful. I wouldn't skip school, I wouldn't be sick, I wouldn't be sour. It takes the last hour to finally find I've really been growing all this time. This hurts, but I don't want to stay any longer. We've been wonderful, and now it's really time for my last Perpich rhyme. But truly, I know, wherever we go and grow, next September I'll remember these last 2 years in tears. Into our college, or job, or fame, we won't be the same as we were at the school, which pierced all these faces and made all these places. We learned to be cool, and we learned to be cruel. We thought we were moving so slow. Goodbye, high school. I hated you so. As we go to make our start, please don't recycle all of our art. Thank you.
I remember my first few weeks being at Perpich and getting to know some of the other students in other art areas. After getting to know a few of the media students here on campus, I was amazed with the talent in the department. Strange thing was, I hardly ever saw them in school. For a while, I was convinced they would evaporate out of existence every afternoon when art area classes started. It wasn't until this spring that I actually learned where the media classrooms were. When they said the Bat Cave, I guess they really meant it. From the film masters themselves, please enjoy this slideshow featuring works from this year's media seniors.
A literary arts Perpich alum and graduation speaker herself from the class of 2002, Jess Nite returned home to us this year to take on teaching analysis and criticism, philosophy and Star Trek, and popular culture and communications.
We've both had the pleasure of having Jess as a teacher this year, and think it's incredibly fitting for her to return to the stage as our staff speaker. Congratulations, Jess, for having a phenomenal year, and welcome back at Perpich. Enjoy.
I've been told that my laptop went to sleep. Yeah, it wouldn't be a Jess presentation without this. All right, in theory. Oh my gosh. You just gotta get like all the problems done right away.
Doing great.
I know, I'm just killing it up here already, man. If you like this, just stay for the real thing. All right, let's see if this goes. Hello, my beautiful babies. And hello, families, friends, and Perpich colleagues. I am honored and humbled to be this year's faculty speaker. And because you know me full well and still chose me, how much I love slideshows with memes and GIFs, this is what you get. Also, I'm going to talk a lot about feelings, so just be prepared. The last time I was here, right up here 20 years ago, was my graduation. This 18-year-old girl had been waiting and waiting for the year to end, to graduate and be done. But after I walked off the stage, realized it was over and I wouldn't get to be at Perpich anymore, that's when the tears started. Most adults spend the rest of their lives running away from high school, never looking back. I spent the last 20 years trying to get back here. Perpich isn't like other schools. So much of who I am today, I carried with me from what I learned here. I remember my acceptance letter. I remember my first day as a student. I remember driving here, walking up the stairs. The rest becomes a little bit of a blur, but what had stayed with me longer than anything else is how I felt. Maya Angelou famously said, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." And this is my hope for you. Be the reason that someone sitting next to you or a person a couple rows over, when they look back 20 years from now, they smile. So, how does one go from being a lit kid to a teacher? My journey was a little more bumpy than some. I was the first person in my family to even go to college, so that was a pretty big deal. The good news is that thanks to the academic rigor at Perpich, I was able to breeze through most of my college classes. But also, thanks to the academic rigor at Perpich, I found some of my college classes a little underwhelming. Luckily, Perpich also taught me to explore things outside my comfort zone. So through a series of strange events, I ended up with a BA in Eastern Religious Studies, ask me about Buddhist sutras sometime, and a plan to take the next year applying to MFA and creative writing programs. What I would do with that degree, I wasn't quite sure, but it felt like the next logical step for a lit kid. During what should have been my final year of grad school, there was a requirement for a teaching practicum. Why? You see, most professional writers need to have another source of income. Got it. So, I figured if I have to do this, the only place I would want to do it was Perpich. So, I emailed my mama bird lit teacher, Shannon Hannigan, and English instructor, Kevin Clark, and they graciously welcomed me into their classrooms. So, being back in the building after 5 years away felt a lot like coming home. Instantly, those feelings from the first day filled me up. Perpich was a place I felt safe and I felt inspired. think it was maybe just a few days into the teaching practicum when Shannon turned to me and said, "Are you sure this isn't what you're supposed to be doing?" So I dropped my MFA and I transferred into an MA in Education program. So let's take a detour to Teacher Education 101 so I can show you just how unique Perpich is from a former student turned teacher perspective. One of the first things you learn about in How to Be a Teacher School is Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences. No surprise to most people here, children manifest their abilities in totally different ways. Gardner first published his work, Frames of Mind, in 1983, the year before I was born, which posited that a person's cognitive capacity cannot be measured by a single thing. Rather, each individual possesses and manifests varying levels of separate intelligences, which forms a unique cognitive profile for every human being. You see, we used to believe that intelligence was predetermined, that we could measure it and it remained fixed in time forever. So the typical classroom setting prioritized learning from the easily measured logical, mathematical, and verbal linguistic intelligences. But Gardner fought to change that model. His original theory had 7 different intelligences, but now it's grown to 9 as we've discovered more about how the human brain development works. More importantly, he posited that everyone has all the capabilities in all areas, and more importantly, that they can grow too. So, why, in the year of our Lord, 2022, are children's intelligence and abilities still being measured through only 2 kinds of measurements? And why are they only measured in a single way? And when I started teaching in 2011, I was told by my mentors that, yeah, all that multiple intelligence stuff, it's really good in theory, but this is what we have to do in reality. I don't have an answer to that. Well, actually I do, but that's another hour speech. The point is that Perpich proposed a solution to that. The founders understood what Gardner was trying to do for education and worked to create a space for youth to feel free to express all their intelligences, to be their most authentic selves. You all are the products of those efforts. I have seen your multiple intelligences in every assignment you turn in every activity we do in class, in the art that you create. I am constantly in a state of awe in all that you do. What a wonderful gift you have given to this community. This is what happens when you've been given an environment based on these principles. This is how education should be. Learning about the foundations of education has made me understand why Perpich is so different. And not just because it's an art school, it's a way of life. So, back to Education 101. All teachers learn about the psychologist and philosopher Abraham Maslow, who developed the self-actualization theory into the hierarchy of needs in 1943. It's shaped like a pyramid because you have to build the bottom before you can get to the top. So, right here at the bottom of the pyramid, there are the physiological needs: sleep, food, shelter. Then we get to safety, feeling safe and secure at home and in school. And then we get to the feeling of belonging, feeling loved or connected on another level. Only then do we get to esteem, where you've felt comfortable enough to acquire the skills to start learning. And right here at the very top is self-actualization, where the learning actually happens. So all that needs to be there before you can really learn. The rest of learning to teach, the pedagogy, the concepts, the lesson planning, the content courses, none of that matters until you have built up each level of the pyramid for every student. Perpich was the first place I ever got to reach that tippy top point. Even when I didn't have my needs met outside of school, inside Perpich I did, which is just one more reason why Perpich is so special. By cultivating an environment for imagination and creativity to thrive, because when your needs are met and you're finally allowed to use all your different intelligences and use them to show what you've learned, amazing things are possible. I have seen you all, time and time again, being in your state of self-actualization. When you have transformed a small moment in a film into a beautiful dance. When you make a commercial for made-up products. When you When you reimagine a movie poster in another genre. When you compose an original song for a silly Scottish Christmas zombie musical. Or when you write an essay about how much you hate French New Wave cinema. I see you.
In the years I spent training to become a teacher, I actually started to grow a little resentful about my post-Perpich education. Because one, in grad school, I was told that, hey, you're probably not gonna make it as a professional writer, which was like, ouch. And since you're going to need a source of income, you can always just be a teacher, which was like, double ouch. As if being a teacher was a fallback career, something you could do if you failed at what you really wanted to be. Learning to be a teacher made me understand how important teachers are and how much more there is to teaching than just being good at something. Listen, we're in the midst of a nationwide teacher shortage, so obviously not everyone can teach. So I let go of that resentment and turned it into determination. I thought about all those special teachers that left a lasting impression on my heart. How can I give others what I was missing before Perpich? I spent the next 10 years teaching middle school and dreaming of the day that I might return to Perpich. I also spent the last 10 years learning. It turns out that bit is true. You never stop learning. I used to think my teachers had all the answers, especially my teachers here because they all seem so infinitely wise. But really, we're all just slightly older learners ourselves. So this year, my dream came true. I finally made it back here, teaching in the same classroom where I was once a student. Being here every day in the classroom is my dream. You all are my dream. Watching you all become who you're going to be is my dream. Now, you're leaving this magical place. You got to hear my story, what I took with me from my time here. What will you take with you? As a former lit kid, one of the most memorable writing assignments we ever did was a response to Tim O'Brien's The Things They Carried. So indulge me a little bit more, and we're gonna do a quick writing exercise in your head, unless you brought pen and pencil, in which case you do you. What are the things that you will carry with you as you begin the next phase of your life? Start with a list. And while you're writing, also think about the things you want to leave behind. How much do you want to carry with you on your journey? This is a milestone in your life that can feel really overwhelming, and that's okay. You don't need to know what you're supposed to do next because there's not really a supposed to. I think that was the most important lesson that was kept from me when I was younger. So keep this list with you, tuck it into the pocket of your mind. Some things you will carry with you much longer, others you may drop, and some you might need to pick up again. I can't end this speech without talking about the late phenomenal visual arts instructor, Sandy Woodall. Although I only knew Sandy a short time, she felt like my friend on day one. We talked about our incredible spouses, our children, philosophizing about education and art, but mostly we talked about how honored and grateful we were to be here at Perpich. We were both living out our dream at Perpich. Sandy genuinely loved this place, and she got it, you know. She got what this place was about, how incredibly special and precious it is, how lucky we are as teachers to experience this extraordinary life where we get to witness creativity and art at play every single day. On my first day here as an official Perpich employee, she said to me, it must be so amazing to have been a student here and now to be here as a teacher. How wonderful that must feel. And thank you, Sandy. You're absolutely right. It does feel pretty wonderful. So, remember how you feel right now. Whether you're feeling a little sad that you're leaving, pondering your future, or maybe it's a little come at me, bro, ready to take on whatever comes next, or a little cobra chicken waiting for the speech to end so you can get out of here, or maybe you're just happy to be here. No matter what you're feeling right now, how you felt on your very first day, how you felt in the middle of the year, while taking your AP test, when you're looking back 20 years from now, know that a little piece of Perpich will always be with you. It's okay. Always there. So, as you know, I am the Star Trek teacher, and as a dedicated Star Trek nerd, the best I can hope for you as a teacher is that you will live out those Star Trek ideals. Be empathetic, be kind, explore new worlds, Seek out new experiences. Boldly go where no one has gone before. You have the power and potential. Set your own course and make it so. Congratulations, class of 2022.
I'm so excited to introduce this next art area to the stage. Next up is Perpich's theater seniors presenting a retrospective piece they put together to reminisce on their works from over the past 2 years.
Some of these works are Three Sisters, Working, Weird Nightmares, Jasper in Deadland, and more. We hope you enjoy this special piece they put together. Enjoy some of this year's theater seniors: Esther Bock, Eiley Lien, Paris Martin, Bryce Riesner, and Phenix Rock.
In 2020,
Up next is one of my top 7 favorite art areas here at Perpich. The visual art department is so hard to summarize into one short intro, but everyone in this community is continuously amazed by the talent throughout the Viz students. Working with every different medium you can think of, from oil paint to screen printing to large sculpture, these students really do it all. Please enjoy this slideshow put together featuring art made by this year's Viz seniors.
Our final performance this afternoon is from the department nearest and dearest to our hearts, music. We've completed numerous concerts, been in lots of different ensembles, and this year we are proud to have 15 graduating seniors.
Thanks to countless laughs and one Australian music teacher. We are thrilled to introduce Ivy Benson, Autumn Haeg, Rose Montoya, and Mo St. Aubin, who are performing their original song, Ace of Swords, for you today.
I've been consulting with crystals, trying hard to ease this anxiety, and I've been trying to calm down with the help of meditation and herbal teas. I'm getting deja vu, like this is the story of Persephone, our familiar ground, moving swiftly out from under our feet. Tarot cards can't help me here. The future's unknown, standing on a cliff's edge. There's only one way to go, and I've never been scared of heights, but I'm worried I'll plateau. I've been making lists of passions, trying hard to find some clarity. I feel like I would like life better if everything was just planned out for me. Tarot cards can't help me here. The future's unknown, standing on a cliff's edge. There's only one way to go, and I've never been scared of heights, but I'm worried I'll plateau. Deities can't help me here. The future's unknown, standing on a cliff's edge, and down's the only way I can go. And I'm not scared of heights, but I'm worried I'll plateau. But I'll be sure that I don't waste all my potential.
Wow, I didn't think I was going to be crying before I said my speech. Thank you, musicians, visual artists, theater performers, media artists, and literary and dance performers, and our student speakers, Olivia and Rachel. Please join me in giving them and the Perpich teachers and staff who worked hard to support and guide them in getting here another round of applause. Good afternoon. My name is Rebecca Bullen, and I am thrilled to serve as the Assistant Principal and Studio Arts Chair. It's wonderful to be here with all of you to celebrate the class of 2022. As I was putting thoughts together for this reflection, I realized that it was just about a year ago that we were in our last weeks of hybrid, learning, preparing for 3 graduation ceremonies, and our last Wellness Wednesday. I found my final 2020 weekly survey. Seniors, do you remember those? The mood meter, sharing your challenges, celebrations, our presentations, and the videos I shared at the end. You know, the meditations and the creative videos. I'm sure you all watched those. What I remember, and I read every response every week, I looked at your successes and your challenges that you shared, the things you uploaded, the things you shared: cool crocheted hats, growing plants, drawings, favorite memes, music, and struggles. The loss of a pet, a car accident, friend dynamics, insomnia, the fear of what was happening in the world and in our Minnesota community. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for showing up for yourself, for your friends and family. I was and continue to be amazed by your resiliency and perseverance. And as I reflect on those words, resiliency and perseverance, I struggle with the fact that that's where you've had to come from in your life, what you've had to live in and through while trying to thrive and grow and be the amazing humans that you are. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the struggle and the pains as you have navigated things in the world and your communities. I wish I had answers. I wish I could send you off telling you that everything from here on will be perfectly happy. But that would be a lie. Life continues to have moments of struggles, times when, even as an adult, you want to scream and throw a tantrum. What I can offer is that in those moments, consider the choice to honor your feelings. Hold on to the ability and your strength to persevere. Continue to find your people as you have here. Continue to develop your voice. Do your best to make a difference through connecting, community, and art. You've been practicing this your entire life. You are wonderful. And continue to teach me the value and need in understanding what it means to be in the world, the energy it takes to just be, to be in the world with gratitude and grace. A definition of grace: due honor or credit to someone or something by one's presence. As you venture forward, full of emotions, I encourage you to embrace grace. Be present. Continue to show up and be in the world. Be present for family, community, and care for yourself. Continue to show grace. Balancing life, school, work, friendships, family is wonderful, and it is challenging. Over the last 2 years, with you and by you, I have witnessed the power of grace. Grace in self and grace towards others. As you continue to practice this, give yourself permission to be. Be where you are, who you want to be in the moment, and breathe. As you walk across the stage towards your future, know that every step you take makes a difference. It may not be perfect, and you will learn and grow from every step. You are amazing. You are a work of art in progress. Embrace the process and be present for you as we are here with you today. And as I close the last Wellness Wednesday letter to you, I share again. I have found joy and a great sense of hope for the future in seeing you develop as artists, as individuals, and community members. Being a student at Perpich is a choice, one you applied for, and a decision that I am glad that you made. I am a better person because of my time with you. I love you. At this time, we will present the members of the class of 2022 for graduation. Dr. Rick, board members, each of these students are eligible to participate in this ceremony, and upon verification of meeting all requirements of the Perpich Center for Arts Education, Minnesota, they will receive a diploma from the Perpich Arts High School. It is my pleasure to have them presented to you. Dr. Rick will be here to shake your hands and congratulate you, and Conn and I will be here to congratulate you and provide you with your diplomas. Reading names today for the last time at their graduation are deeply respected and valued colleagues and teachers, Hearts of Perpich, Joao Bichinho, and Shannon Hannigan.
Am I live? I am live. Okay, let us begin. Olivia Brown. Rachel Clement. Molly Anderson. Natania Edman. Isabel Meyer. Kari Mika. Kylee Miller. Ruby Coyle. Brian Croyle. Or Brian Croyle, I should say. Esther Bock. Eiley Lien. Paris Martin. Bryce Riesner. Phenix Rock.
Ivy Benson. Autumn Haeg. Rose Montoya. Mo St. Aubin. Gracie Allen. Bridget Asamoah. Gordon Alganash. Madison Bachman. Abigail Bailey. Winston Becker. Lucia Boschwitz. Clara Bushner. Willa Cantlin. James Carruthers.
Ren Carter. Claire Casey. Avery Clark. Isabella Ebbinghausen. Maximilian Endorf. Izzy Fernandez. Noel Fitzpatrick. Amelia Fuffy. Jared Garcia. Josephine Geithner. Elin Gillespie. Al Hall Holt. Raven Hernandez.
Sheila Hernandez. Alex Johnson. Coral Jordan. Aiden Kale. Elizabeth Kluge. Kristen Laksamana. Mila Lastly. Fox Lopez. Alex Lee. Mona Maluda. Brielle Mensos. Tuesday Miltich. Megan Morgan.
Roscoe Newman. Grace Niskanen. Kaimani Orwenyo. Serafina Patelin. Seth Rakowski. Samantha Rexdad. Rachel Rinkowski. Elijah Stanfield. Rosella Stewart. Libby Strickwater. Sam Strong. Heleno Cicero. And Logan Sullivan.
Olivia Thorpe. Estella Thorbalson. Valerie Tierney. Isa Wallace. Trinity Welsh. Sylvia Yang. Izzy Zelinka.
Well, now that your hands are all worn out, how about one more round of applause for the class of 2022? Oh, look, they found the other part of the pit cover. Obviously, a life carved out like this cannot be done alone, and we've acknowledged that in your families, your teachers, your friends, everyone that helped you get here. In your moments of glory today, don't forget to extend your thanks to those who lifted you up and carried you along the way. For our ceremony today, I want to extend thanks to Gina Pretty and Marla Reimer. And everyone who lended a hand to make sure this all happened. But I do also want to just call out that there were students that were part of a graduation committee that helped plan this. If you're on that committee, stand up. I'd like to acknowledge all of you for the work that you did. Well, we've reached the end of the ceremony. Audience members, I have a favor of you. We're going to try some kind of a recessional at the end of this where the class will leave and go out into the lobby. If you would please remain seated until they do so, which means class, you're going to need to leave. All right? When that time comes, sit down. Oh boy, we're excited. When that time comes. Makes me feel like, no, anyway. Every day. So we've reached the part of the ceremony that in your program says that I am to provide the final remarks. In doing so, I'm struck by the fact that we call these ceremonies commencements. They are not final acts, but rather beginnings. You see, you who we celebrate are commencing with the next part of your life. Or as Olivia and Rachel said, migrating. So let my final remarks not be about endings, but about beginnings. You possess everything you need to live a good life, and you've heard that over and over here. You are enough. That doesn't mean you're done. For being enough means you possess the capability to learn and grow. Being enough means you have reserves, probably not yet tapped, that will allow you to manage the challenges that lie before you. For goodness sakes, think about what you've managed in just the past 2 years. We've already heard about them. COVID, goose poop dodging. Add to that lugging around a 75-pound art history textbook. And overcoming biblical box elder bug infestations. You have weathered many storms, and you will face other challenges, and you will overcome them. And you will solve them, and you will grow from them. As you do, remember, strength, guys, is not the speed of your recovery. It is the intensity of your resolve to face it. So today, as you commence, set your resolve on the fact you are enough. It is for that reason that I can proudly stand before you and know that as graduates, you will commence to do great and important things. So the photo opportunity is coming. Graduates, remember, we'll throw our hats on 3. Graduates, please stand. Wait. Those with tassels, please move them from the right to the left, signifying your status as a graduate. It is my pleasure to present the Perpich Arts High School graduating class of 2022. Ready on 3. 1, 2, 3.